So you're about to go to your next interview or your first interview. I wanted to just share or give my input um, on what I did when it came to my first interview, second, third. I mean, I've been through a lot. Um, for me, that's just the way it happened. Some people can land interviews, you know, right away, and that's cool. But I'm speaking to the person that is going to their first interview, or maybe what I say can help you um, try something different based on what I what I did, what I said, and a little bit of my preparation for the interview. So to get started, a lot of the things I didn't do, well, because I didn't know, and at the time, um, I thought I had it all figured out when it came to interviews. But I want to start by saying that don't feel discouraged if you don't get the job. Um, that's okay. It happens. You know, and there's more. But what I want to say next is, or I want to go over the questions that I've heard a lot. You know, just to name a few. Um, the first one that I hear, or that I've heard, in the beginning of the interview is, "How'd you hear about us? What interested you in applying uh, to our company?" And the next question I've been asked was, "Tell me about yourself. Why do you believe you'd be a great fit for our company?" Another question, or this is like more towards the end, is where they ask you, "Do you have any questions for me, for us?" Depending if you're being interviewed by either one individual or more than one person. So the first thing I can say as a helpful tip is always be prepared before you attend your interview. Reason being, that's something that I didn't do in the past. I never, you know, went to the company website. And most companies do have websites where it tells you either history of the company or both, where it's history and about them, what they do. Um, so in the past, I was never prepared. So always remember to get prepared. And of course, appearance matters. Dress professionally. You don't have to overdress. You can keep it casual. Um, just have a neat appearance because that's important as well. Besides preparation, um, the next thing I can say is when you begin the interview, you want, of course, to have good posture and always keep eye contact. Again, for me, I learned a lot of these things over the years as I gradually started wanting to improve my interviews, because I know now when I look back, I was doing a lot of things, I guess you can say, um, less, how would I say it, less effective. I wasn't as effective with my interviews or showed any interest with my interviews as I should have in the past. And just to name a few things, I would always look away. There was one time where I literally went to a job interview in shorts and a t-shirt, and at that time I wasn't in my right mind. At that time, everything was just crazy for me. At that time, I was like, whatever, it's just an interview. They need to just worry about what I have to say, which is ignorant. That sounds ignorant. But um So don't do that. But anyway, I want to go over the questions again. So when they ask you about how'd you hear about us, what made you apply, what have you heard about our company, that's when you should do your research about the company so that way you have answers for that. And then the other thing was tell me about yourself. So when you begin that part of this interview where they start wanting to know who you are, always keep eye contact, be honest, you know, explain as best you can. Um, and they, of course, are going to ask for you, of course, they're going to ask about your work experience. Even though they've probably skimmed through your resume, they kind of already know where you've worked. But the whole purpose of the interview, so they get to know who you are and see if you're the right fit, of course. But even though they do ask you that question too, what makes you think you're a good fit? You know. So with that question, you just with all the questions, just speak with confidence. Be authentic. Just be you. Don't overthink it. Um, just answer to the best of your ability. That's all you can do in an interview. Um, and this was one of the mistakes that I made a lot, and I felt like it did hurt me in past interviews. Was where towards the end of the interview, after you answer the first few questions about the company, why you're interested, telling them about yourself, then they'll go on to still explain in a brief summary about themselves, what they're looking for, what the schedule is, um, and they'll dive into that, either way. But see, where I messed up during that part of the interview when they start explaining all that is I never thought of questions to ask. And the reason why this is super important is because that shows interest towards them, that you're interested in the position. You know, I noticed they pay attention to how interested is this person in this position. Besides you telling them why you believe you're a great fit for it. Um, so always be prepared with that too. Is have questions towards the end of the interview because they're going to ask you that. Is okay, do you have any questions for me? And that's your opportunity. That's a huge opportunity right there to secure your spot in getting that position over everyone else. Um, because I never did that, so I know that hurt me a lot. Besides that one instance that I said about terrible appearance with my clothing, but don't do that. So the two big key takeaways I can say is always be prepared, or three, sorry. Always be prepared for the interview, having a professional, neat appearance, and ask the questions at the end of the interview. That's super important. Um, I wanted to make this I wanted to make this video for you that either you're about to attend your first interview, or maybe you made the mistakes I made, and now you know. So preparation, neat professional appearance, ask questions at the end of the interview. I can tell you those are the three big things to focus on during the interview. Just show your interest. And another thing is, if I haven't said it already, always sit up straight. Always keep eye contact. Keep eye contact, because if you don't, if they don't see that you're looking at them, they're gonna right away know, okay, this guy's not interested. Let's just hurry and finish this interview. Maybe we can move on to the next. I'm not here to tell you what to do. I wanted to make this to help you because I made so many mistakes with interviews that have cost me. A lot of them were great positions. Um, and I'm only talking about the jobs like warehousing, fast food, fast food chain, and construction, just stuff like that. I haven't had experience in any other type of um, job besides those. Um, Currently, I do have a CDL, so I'm gonna get back into that. But yeah, just do those things. Always be prepared. Keep eye contact during the interview. Um, Ask the questions. When they ask you at the end of the interview, do you have any questions? Just have at least 2 or 3 questions on your mind on everything that they explained about the job. Basically, what I'm saying is the more interest you show, they'll be interested in you. You know, it's really basically that. Show that you're interested. I mean, that's the reason why you applied. So I hope this helped you. Please leave your comments below. If you have any more questions, I'll be happy to answer to the best of my ability. Um, yes, chat with me in the comments. Um, Subscribe for more videos, and I appreciate you. You have a good one.